Alright, I'm going to show you a homemade brass tumbler I rigged up from things I had laying around that should have been thrown away. Number one, I had this 2-gallon picnic jug, which is the main thing. Holds plenty of media, plenty of brass. So I wanted to rotate it, make it spin with the media in it. So I made this little frame, 3-legged frame, a metal, 2 metal supports, and I ran a 5/16 threaded rod right through the jug. There you can see in the bottom it bolted up to the bottom. In the top it has no support until you put the lid on it, and then the hole in the lid supports it well enough. The hole isn't very small, and then the rod impedes the access to the hole, which is a downside. But I made a little funnel, again, El Cheapo, paid nothing. It's a big old 44-ounce cup. I put the media in that method, and here's a couple hundred rounds of 380 brass, and maybe 300, 200, 300 rounds of 38 special brass. Dump them in. Screw the lid on. I'm going to set put the camera down here and use both hands. Alright, I've got the lid screwed on nice. Now we're going to set it in our frame over here. Put a little grease in these 2 slots. They're open slots. I don't know if you can see them or not, but it lays there at what, 10-degree angle. That keeps the media toward the bottom, away from the lid. You don't want it trying to leak out that lid. Now I'm going to use, to make it rotate, I'm going to use my Milwaukee drill. The chuck on it's got a nice broad area there to run a belt. It's a big old, I think a 3/8 inch bolt with a wing nut running right through the ring that holds the handle on that 1/2 inch drill. I made this belt out of a piece of leftover rubber belting, and I made a mistake there. Belt alignment. Show you. It's just a piece of thick rubber made out of some roofing. Stapled it together 6/8 places. Hammered the staples down. Actually, it's a pretty darn good little belt. I've used it many hours. Run it up here on the jug, just darn near anywhere. I leave this kind of loose. Turn that on there. Bring that back. This is tightened enough, but not so tight you can't move it. I'd put in a couple of capfuls of this polish. I think Lyman sells that. Put a couple it's basically like Brasso. Some guys are using car polish, I understand. So we plug in our drill. This drill will run all day and not get hot. I don't know how much wear and tear it's putting on it. I don't think it's putting much on it at all. Of course, you don't want to stand there and hold the trigger down, do you? So this is for alignment. When you turn the drill like this, that aligns your belt. Got her there about right, running where she ought to run, tracking straight. Alright, I don't want to stand there and hold the trigger, of course, so I put a C-clamp on it. That's about the speed I like right there. It's relatively quiet because the insulated jug, you know, it's got good insulation in it. That takes a lot of the noise out of it. If you spin it too fast, it's not as thorough, so that's about the speed I like, but you can vary it. That's probably too fast. That's too slow, of course. Now if the belt slips, I put a little belt dressing, which is like tar. Farmers used to use it on their drive belts on equipment. You can still find it at farm stores and so on. A little belt dressing on there gives it a good grip. You just go and go. I usually give my brass about 2 hours. An hour does a pretty good job. I'm not one of these guys that gets that brass mirror bright and polished like store-bought. I'm not sure how they do that. I've never been able to do that. It gets the carbon out, gets the crap off there. I shoot a lot of cast bullets. The lube on them is kind of dirty. You got to get that out. You want to get that out, or it'll build up on you and cause you problems. I'm going to let that go a good 2 hours. Probably have to show you on another video what it looks like. My editing skills need a little work.